Hello. We've been run a few episodes. This is about the time where I should normally go and check my network and see if there's any disasters building up. So, with that in mind, let's go and connect up a new industry and totally ignore it. So, industry-wise, we decided last time, or rather, I totally unilaterally decided because it's my series and I don't get to see any suggestions while I'm recording it, that I would go and concentrate on vehicle parts, which would come from a component factory. So, component factory has these inputs. It has stainless steel, plastics, alloy steel, electrical parts. So, quite a lot of those just get imported. So, we have bulk terminals and wharfs for these. I should actually go and have a look where we have a component factory, and I think we do, because I think we have that route that we inherited from the AI. So let's just have a look at the component factories, and there should be one somewhere which has railroads connected to it. So let's have a look. I think, is it here? This has, yes. Kensal Green Woods is a component factory, and it is already supplying electrical parts, or being supplied. So now we need the others. So let's start with, well, let's see. Plastics is probably the easiest because plastics just comes from a bulk terminal. So, do we have a bulk terminal which is already being serviced? And so, our old friend Lester. Let's have a look. Why is this going so slow? Ooh, that's not good. That's extra specially not good, right? I know what's gone wrong there. So, well, at least I thought I knew what had gone wrong there. There we go, that needs signals. Okay. What was I just saying about checking the network to see if there are any disasters unfolding? Well, there we go. Lots and lots of disasters are happily unfolding throughout the network. That's how this goes. So, Leicester Tidal Yard. Now. No. So we're not actually transporting plastics yet. Maybe we should be. So this is over here. Now, where was our component factory? The component factory is over here. So, in fact, it shouldn't be too unreasonable. This is quite a busy little network. So this kind of goes around the edge of the hill. This goes over the hill. Now, let's see. The thing is, this is somewhat less crowded, even though it's going over a hill. It's rather less crowded, so I might actually send the trains over the hill. This is quite crowded too. So see these white little pixel snakes. Those are basically where I have trains travelling, and so I think So Leicester pick up. Let's extend Leicester out a little bit more. So let's do this and do this and do this and do this. So I just want to give Leicester a bit more space. There you go. So that can come down there. That can maybe go like that. And then let's remove that and remove that from there. There we go. That's all good. So we now have plenty of space to put in. Or do I? Let me think about this. Do I have enough space to do this? So this can't be that long. That's the only problem with this. So I'm going to put a good station in. And if I do that, so my good station can only be 2x4 if I follow this. So Leicester pickup, I think, is just going to have to be. We're going to have to accept that sometimes Leicester pickup will not be serving the things that it should be serving, but don't go on horses, tallers. I'm going to let that disaster just keep unfolding. I'm going to just casually ignore it and let it keep happening. So this goes up here. This is not too bad, actually, in terms of trains. We need to go up via here. So Gerard's Cross. So here we go. So this can go down here. This will be mostly downhill when the trains are full, so I don't need to worry too much about this. Yeah, so that can go there. If I bring this across a little, then I can tunnel under for my junction. So this will be the... Ooh. It's actually quite a bit higher, this. So let's let that go there. And then we can pop that there. Then that can go there. Now this doesn't matter too much. This is the bit where the train is kind of coming down. So they're coming down like Chris Christopherson on a Sunday morning. This is the bit where the train is coming down. This is the bit that's a bit more critical, which is where it's actually coming back up. And we need so this probably needs to go uphill here. Then, what did I say? I didn't really like those sort of... Oh, this is a big excavation that's going to have to go on. There we go. Just excavate that. And then excavate a bit more so we can get a nice smooth turning. It's a little bit of a kind of a rallying course around here, but it will survive. It'll be fine. There we go. Let's do that. Let's just put a cutting through there so that can join up with that. There we go. That looks fine. There we go. Oh, block signals. Don't want block signals. No. That's looking bad. Was this a bad decision to go with it? So let's just stick a viewport up here and let's go see what disaster is unfolding up here, because this looks like the kind of thing that would be very, very bad. Ah, yes. That is indeed the kind of thing which is very, very bad. And that may be recoverable. I don't know. This is going to crash. I don't know. I don't even know how that got there. What it was doing, what it was trying to do. All I know now is that it's obsessively going in the wrong direction. Ah, there we go. Okay. Right, that can sort itself out. That can sort itself out. There we go. That's almost sorted out now. It's probably some servicing situation. Okay. Let's go back to the viewport. This looks like it's doing okay. How do we go there? Change main view. There we go. So we're back here, and then we can come up through here, and then just go. Oh yeah. So hopefully this should not cause too much more of a problem. So that then links up to there. And this is slow, but it's going to be freight. It's going to be okay that it's slow. It doesn't really matter. That slows down a bit. Maybe I'll regret it in future. Maybe I won't. On balance with this series, usually I do things and I regret them quite quickly. So anyway, I now have the ability to get from there to the component factory. So what carries plastic? So let's go have a look. So I guess let's do that. Someone was complaining the other day that I didn't use that. They were like, why did you use that? And it's always the same answer with me, which is that it probably wasn't there in Transport Tycoon Deluxe CD. What are you doing there? Why are you doing that? What is going on here? Ah. Oh, okay. I see the problem now. It's because you cannot get to Leicester Stone from here. And yet it wants there to be a way to get from Leicester Stone to here. That's never going to work. It's never going to be able to get to where it wants to go. There must be a way that it could route there. Okay, let's make that very, very slow, very, very painful. And then this will work. That's pretty horrible, isn't it? So I was saying, and that's a thing which used to be in... let's see, this fitted van. Well, the fitted vans can do plastics. So all of that I went through going, oh, yes, I should use this. And then then I decided I didn't want to use it because the van could do that anyway. Well, let's do this, yes. So 128. So let's look for something that's got good tractive effort. Our old friend, the 8F, that's got good tractive effort. So how much plastics can we carry? How much plastics did this thing put out? So I'm putting out 288 tons. So we could probably do with another couple of fitted vans. There we go. So fitted vans, tailored van. It fits well. No, I'm not that dumb. I know it doesn't mean that. I know what it actually means, that it's fitted out for doing things, doing sort of van-like things. Well, this can't find a path to continue still going on, isn't it? So let's let these go up and over here. And then it shouldn't be too heavy. So what I should look at as well is when this actually runs. So let's go and build the plastics. Let's have a plastics group. Yes, we are now. Let's living in the plastic age. Now there's a thing that is a reference, by the way. There's a reference to the Buggles album, The Age of Plastic. The first track of the album is called "Living in the Plastic Age," and was it the album which has it's famed mostly for? So this is 270 tons. 76 tons. Tons of plastic. Okay, so this is going to be heavy. Let's see how this goes. See how this goes when it goes over the hill. But I'll build another couple anyway. Is that going to be okay? Yeah, it should be okay. Those aren't going to take up all of the loading space, so it should be okay. Let's go and have a look at line station. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There's yet another problem somewhere up here. So still Leicester. Leicester is still a problem. Why? Because I stopped that. Okay. That would explain a lot. Yes, now mostly famous for having Video Killed the Radio Star on it, but that is not obviously the only track on the album. That tends to be a disappointing album if you only have one track on it. But also the other stuff is actually really quite good in that sort of early 80s new wave synthy kind of way. It's a very pleasing album to listen to. Certainly there's this great track. There's a track called Elstree, which is a fantastic track on there. So there we go. That's my recommendation of the day. It's not any useful kind of this is how you play Transport Tycoon because not very good at that. You should go and listen to a Buggles album from the 1980s because it's good. I think it's their only album as well. I think Trevor Horn and co. They made very many records. Yes, okay. So anyway, Living in the Plastic Age, number 342. It is 524 tons. It has some tonnage, so we're going to have to go watch this go over as soon as it goes past Leicester, and wonder that. So it's a lovely sort of waiting game, and this is kind of a problem when you get to this bit, which I refer to as sort of going exponential, where you just have so much money, you don't really know what to do with it. Is you actually, while we could just be building more and more stuff, you kind of need to see whether what you've done actually works. And this is certainly what's going on here. We're having to see whether this train is actually going to work, whether it can haul its way up the sort of long hill. So yes, I'm going to kind of follow this, do a little bit of sort of enjoying OpenTTD as a train set. This is a very disastrous train, very sort of Gomez Addons train set, really. I'm not deliberately blowing anything up, but it seems to be blowing itself up quite adequately. Without any. So yes, watch this train. Go here, and really what I'm watching here for is any slowdowns. Actually, the biggest slowdown is just capacity. So I don't know whether this little bit here might benefit from being sort of moved up to 4 tracks. I'll leave it for now. But this seems to be doing okay. Living in the Plastic Age seems to be accelerating. It slows down a little going up there. It's 500 tons, so it's quite heavy. So let's see how it copes with the actual with the steep hills, which as it goes to the component factory, because that's the bit we're worrying about. This, I guess, the rolling English countryside. Kind of a reminder, kind of on my mind as I was recording this, was lighting back on one of my wonderful favourite fallback topics, just because I was experienced so much of it as a child. The sort of the less good Disney, the Disney that I talked about that used to be just put on TV when I was younger, because they didn't really have that thing about the Vault or having Disney Plus. And one of the wonderful things is that they had a very, very consistent cast of voice actors for a lot of the late 60s and early 70s Disney. And the famous one is Phil Harris, and Phil Harris, who plays basically the same kind of happy-go-lucky character in every film. He plays Baloo in The Jungle Book. He plays Little John in Robin Hood. He plays Thomas O'Malley, the alley cat in Aristocats. There's a fantastic thing in that, which is sort of early on in the 70s, that they picked up an actor called Pat Buttram. He was on a US sitcom called Green Acres, and has this wonderful US accent, which it just applies to every character. It's like the complete opposite of, say, Alan Tudyk, who plays a villain in one sort of movie and then plays a chicken in another. You have the complete opposite. You have sort of, there's supposed to be a kind of, that's slowing down quite a lot, isn't it? It's supposed to be sort of, sheriff in Nottingham in the 1200s, and it's surrounded by the Shakespearean actors like Brian Bedford and his very noble voice. And then you just got the sheriff who comes out in the middle of it. Crime and Nandy Nutsy. Now I know why your mama called you Nutsy. And the same in Aristocats. Like, turn up sort of, even worse, it's sort of rural France. You have this dog who suddenly goes, I'll decide when it's the end. But here's an actual random fact, as this train approaches, is there is one accent in Disney's Robin Hood which is actually accurate to the time period and the location in which it is set, and it is actually Pat Buttram's Sheriff of Nottingham. Because prior to the Great Vowel Shift and all of the other things which happened to the English accent over the years, that is what it would have sounded like in the Middle Ages. There you go. Completely useless fact, but it passed some time, and are we almost at the component factory? Yeah, we're close to there. So the conclusion is these black fives, this is a black five? No, this is an 8F, actually. So let's get our facts correct. Let's get the actual tycooning and training facts important. The things that people actually come to watch you for, not the sort of random animation trivia that. These 8Fs, they actually have enough tractive effort. They might be a bit troublesome if they actually have to stop and get going again, because they might not accelerate that well, but they only need to get to about 40. That's not too bad. Big disasters going on there. Getting kind of blasé about disaster. It just happens often. This is how an episode ago we were going on about Thunderbirds and health and safety. This is exactly what happens, right? Is just disaster just continually happens, and then eventually you just get blasé to it. You're just like, well, the gigantic logging machine is just going to go on a rampage. That's just how these things happen. Let's make this. Let's go round. There we go. That's an excellent junction. That's going to work well. But that at least just stops this deadlock here. So this is not too bad. I mean, it interferes with the exit route for the sand station, so it's maybe not ideal. But this is about as good as it's going to get. This is a bit tortuous around here. This station probably needs reprofiling and redesigning, but you know, I'm too busy taking random animation facts about 1970s voice actors to go and do something useful. Should we reprofile it? This really is a hack job now, isn't it? This is just such a bad station. It is. There is no other. There's no excuse for it. Let's just reprofile it. So let's make this a 5x2 up here. Let's get rid of that. Oh no, I'm going to have to get rid of an art depot. Oh, now this. Maybe I shouldn't. I'm not. I don't like the Nissan Hut as much. I don't think the Nissan Hut is as good a depot. No, it's lacking in amenities and train fixing things. But no, just accept that we'd have to destroy that. So that can go there. That can go there. That little escape route can be gotten rid of. And now this up here. So this probably is this long enough? Actually, this is still. I'm still not sure this is long enough for take a train. I have a feeling that could still deadlock. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Let's see if there's a train that's going to come round this way. Long-giggling on horses. Is it coming back? Is it? On its way. Ooh, come on. This is... Yeah, so maybe I should reprofile this more, but I think that's fine. Let's extend it one little bit further then. Let's do this. This is like indecisive station building. So, and then just all I'm doing with this, the reason I'm doing this is I'm just trying to make sure that this can actually hold a train in the length of this. So that problem which occurred just then, which is where the two trains blocking each other, doesn't happen. So can this actually hold a train? Yes, it can hold a train. It actually hold a train between the signals, so that's good. So it's a little bit inefficient, a little bit slow, little bit not very good. Why is that heading for West Winchester unload here? West Winchester. Okay, that's not good. That's not good either, but it's a different kind of not good. That's a Timberwolfian construction failure. That's not a train routing failure. Oh, that's not really one we've lost. So this is, by the way, a lot of why this is happening is that I decided to send a bunch of trains to be serviced before I started this episode. So where I was sort of, I wasn't going to go kind of looking to fix a disaster or anything like that, but I did at least want to stop some of the trains which were getting horrifically old from having problems. So this is going to Oxenholme Hill Limestone which is where? Actually, where is that? So that's there. So that's hitting the problem here, that it can't get to where it wants to go. So yes, it can't get to where it wants to go because there's not... I wonder when I did that. Oh, I think I was trying to stop a train doing something silly. And then I just caused other trains to... Even more problems. Right. This probably has an awful rating now. Yeah, very poor. There's lots of waiting going on here, isn't there? I think this bit up here would probably benefit from... Well, we got a couple of minutes. Let's make this 4 tracks. Rather... actually, yes, it should be 4 tracks. It needs to be all the way, doesn't it? So... no. There we go. So that can go round there, yes. So That can go around there. Oh, this might. Let's see if that crashes. Let's see. As I say, we just got so blasé about disasters. They just happen all the time. So just like there, just cause a disaster. And it livens up the day. Ooh, that's interesting. So that's probably why we haven't 4-tracked that before. We'll the track around the radio mast then. There we go. Let's do that. So that goes around the radio mast like that. That comes back up there. And then as we go up here, there should probably not make that like that. There we go. So that goes around there like that. So that can also get over to there. So let's signal that up. So this now has an alternative route. It can go up there. That's not. So there we go. So that can make that a little bit more efficient. So can we do the same with this? Let's just do that. Last couple of minutes. And then we shall do the classic see you next episode, but at least improve this. So let's leave something in a better state than when we found it. And that's it. That's some Boy Scout rule, isn't it? Leave the campsite clean the way you found it. Like, which is very good, except what happens when you come to a campsite which has been perfectly cleaned, and you need to follow that rule? How do you sort of, you come to a totally spotless, beautifully kept campsite. Not the slightest bit of litter. Someone's even gone and swept up all of the leaves, and they've mown the grass. It's at that level of people are running out of things to clean to do. I mean, what do you do? Chrome plate it? Is that leaving a campsite? I suppose so. The problem with the Boy Scout rule is if you just keep following it, eventually you end up with the entire countryside chrome plated, because that was the only thing that it could do to clean, and then polished, and then basically it becomes reflective and it focuses lights and it burns down all the trees. And that's gone wrong. There we go. Nobody need ever know. And that's 4-tracked, and that looks not going much better yet. That's probably that there's no way for these trains to divert. There we go. That is now working. That is now good. And I think that is a good place to say I shall see you in a future episode.